Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you guys joining and listening in to me. And I know it's been a while. I said I was going to get back after Thanksgiving, but unfortunately, I had a tough holiday and just time wouldn't allow me to come back as soon as I wanted to. So I'm in my kitchen cooking right now, and I said, you know what? If I do not, I said, let me get on here, even if I'm cooking I can still, do a little chatting, letting you, I'm giving you an update on what's going on with me and how everything's going with the family, with my children, the grandchildren, what we did for Thanksgiving, as well as give you a little interesting story about an antique pot that my mother gave me. And I got to visit one of my aunts at the hospital, and I have a little something kind of unique about that visit. So just bear with me, be patient with me. And again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. So right now I am making some homemade soup, even though it is not really cold enough for it. It's wintertime, but in South Louisiana, it's not very cold here. So you're going to hear me cutting up some vegetables. I've already washed my soup meat, and I washed my soup meat and cleaned it really good, and I put it in the pot. I already have my vegetables prepped and ready to go. I just have to cut up my celery and my onions and my potatoes. So I guess I'll start off with Thanksgiving. We had a really, really good time. All of the children came, except for my middle son. All of my children and my grandchildren was here. We had a really good time. I get a little stressed sometimes whenever the house is full, trying to keep it clean. But you know what? Whenever they first got here, I tried to keep it clean a little bit. But after that, I was like, I'll do it when they leave. Let them have fun. So I cooked some cornbread dressing, rice dressing, um, seafood dressing. We did a turkey and a roast, and we did mashed potatoes and gravy, some baked mac and cheese, green beans. We had a lot of food. I didn't make a lot of sweets. I think my I did most of the cooking, and my girls they kind of helped me out a little bit. My oldest daughter she did the cranberry sauce, in which I taught her how to do a very long time ago. But we had a really good time. All of the children was here. We sprayed out throughout the house. It felt so good having everyone here. We sat to our dining room table, which I think it seats like uh, 14, and it was filled with everyone. But we saved the seat at the head of the table for my husband. Uh, so it was good. We had a really, really good time. I, kind of kept my mind off of things because it's hard. You can get in your head around especially around the holidays. So it was tough, but I was very, very blessed to be surrounded with love with all of the children and the grandchildren. Because whenever my children and my grandchildren are here, it helps me to stay strong because I don't want for them to be sad. So I stay really strong while they're here. And nobody they didn't come for Christmas, but and I intentional I asked I didn't really want any gifts. My children they do they of course they still got me a few gifts, but normally my husband and I we go out and we do gifts for the grandchildren together. I think my husband normally buy for the boys, and so this Christmas was a little. I told my grandchildren that we'll do Christmas in July because I just didn't feel up to doing it without my husband by my side doing it with me. Because we did it together every year. We always bought the children and the grandchildren. It was a joint effort. We worked together on that. So And I think that over the between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think I've gained like maybe about 10 pounds at least because we ate a lot because everyone was here. So we did that, and my one of my aunts, she had a little bit of a fall. Just getting my onions. One of my aunts, she had a little bit of a fall. She's good now, but I went to go and I was supposed to pick up my mother. We was gonna both go, but I made, what did I cook? I cooked a gumbo, and it takes me hours and hours to cook because I like to take my time. I don't like to rush while I'm cooking. So it took me a very long time to cook. And by the time I went to go and pick up my mom, it was kind of late. So she said she didn't want to leave out of the house. She was disappointed because she really wanted to go and see my aunt. And but she didn't. She was just tired. My mom's 81, so she didn't want to leave out of the house. Understandably, because I picked her up kind of late. It was dark by the time I went to go and pick her up, and she she didn't end up coming. I just bought her some gumbo, some seafood. Well, it was really seafood and it was a combination gumbo with seafood, chicken, and sausage. In which I thought it was kind of pepper. I think I got a little bit sick from it because I'm not used to pepper anymore. But so I did that, and then I went to the hospital to see my aunt, and I bought her some gumbo along with my one of her daughters was there, and I stopped by my sister's, and I bought her some her and her husband some gumbo as well. But while I was in the hospital, one of my nieces um, was there, and one of the things that I noticed is I was there, my niece and my cousin, my aunt's daughter, and it was five, not five, myself, my aunt, my niece, and my cousin's daughter, four of us, all widows. So I kind of looked around in the room and I was like, dang, we're all widows. My niece, she lost her partner at a much she was younger. They have children together. Her children are getting a little older now, but they were some of them were babies. So I know it was tough for her as well. I didn't stay at the hospital very long, but it was just something that I thought about while I was there, talking to everyone. And yeah, so I noticed that whenever I was there, and so I went there to see my aunt, and then I came back and getting back to going back to Christmas. The children they wasn't here, but my youngest son, he spent Christmas with me. I'm thankful for it. It's the onions right now, right now. So I'm thankful that at first I really didn't want him to spend Christmas with me. I wanted to just mope. I wanted to be in the bed and I wanted to mope around. I wanted to feel sorry for myself. I wanted to be upset that my husband's not here. That was my plan. But my youngest son, he refused to let me be home by myself. And which, looking back now, I'm kind of glad that he was here. So all of the children, they did something really special, and I'll show you guys the gifts that they did. The gifts was very thoughtful. I one of the things that I do, I collect mugs. So they all of them my daughters, they bought me some mugs. I have my Stanley cup everywhere I go. So my oldest, I mean my youngest daughter, she got me an ice maker so I can keep ice in my mug. And but they just did some really thoughtful gifts. They got a cookbook because they keep asking me, how do you make this and how do you make that? And whenever you're a southern country cook, you don't necessarily, you have to think about how to make everything. So they bought me a cookbook and they wrote different recipes that they want me to put in a cookbook, in which I eventually will. I just don't know when, but I will start doing a documenting everything for them. So that my my middle son, he it was so very thoughtful. He got me it's a picture frame, the digital ones. We've had one in the past, but this one that he got is it has an app where wherever they are, they can just upload pictures and send them to me throughout the day as long as they have access to it, where all of my grandchildren can send me pictures whenever they want. My and along with the children. So I really love that gift. And he got me some really nice pajamas. And my the youngest son, he got me a lot of essentials that he knew that I needed for the house. So I'm very thankful for that as well. And they all got together and they me huge pictures of me and my husband. If you notice behind me in my kitchen, I have a picture of us, three pictures, and I've been trying to put pictures in every room. So they got me three big pictures, and I'll get a chance to show it to you guys at a later date. But that's what they got for me for Christmas. It was very every gift was very thoughtful. My youngest son, he got me a ring light as well, which I don't haven't figured out how to use it yet, but he's gonna I guess he'll show me when he gets home. So they all was very thoughtful about everything. So I really appreciate them for the things that they got me, in which it wasn't necessary, but at the same time, I'm very grateful and thankful that they thought about me, and it wasn't just a gift. It was, intentionally thought out. My my oldest daughter, she also got me. She always think she's been trying to get me to do a skincare routine. I've always had never had any problems with my skin, but if we go out in the sun and we don't put sunscreen on, and then as we get older, we need to start taking better care of our skin. So she was thoughtful where she numbered which one I used first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then she also put a put it in a bag for AM and PM. So everything was well thought out. So I'm very appreciative of that, for them to be such thoughtful children. So that's what I did for that's what they got. That's what we did for Christmas. And my plan is New Year's. My husband and I, one of the things that we used to do, he would just, I think the fireworks that he was getting was actually illegal, because he would get like really huge fireworks. And sometimes the grandchildren was here, we would take them in the backyard. We have 2.5 acres, so we have a big backyard. So we would take them in the backyard and do fireworks with them. And and I can remember at one point, because where we are, we're in the city limits and we're not supposed to do fireworks. So at one point, we actually got to the point where my husband and my youngest son would go way in the back. And then as soon as the fireworks are done, everything came in the house, because I think they was illegal. They made such loud noise. So I think for New Year's Eve, I am going to do at least, I'm not going to put on a show like he usually does, but I'm going to just get one really big. I think it'll have like maybe four or five um, big fireworks that's going to go up in the sky. But I just get one really, really big one. I'm not going to have as much as my husband usually does, but just one really big one because he enjoyed doing the fireworks. He really enjoyed doing that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do that for New Year's Eve. That's my plan. Either that or I'll be in the bed, one or the other. And I was thinking today I got up extra early because one of my a filling came out of one of my teeth, and just overnight I was just in so much pain, and we know that to get into a dentist it takes at least 2 to 3 weeks. And so I said, I'm just gonna go to the urgent care. And I went there and I got some medicine. But the point that I'm making is that if my husband was here, I would have milked that. I would have been sick. I would have been having to lay down, wouldn't have been able to do anything. He would have told the children, hey, your mom's not feeling good if they tried to call me. I would have, but he really took care of me in every aspect. So I'm just thinking the point I'm trying to get to is that now, since it's just me, I still like I'm here making homemade soup because I don't. My husband's not here to pacify me and just allow me to just milk it because that's what I would have did. I would have He would have taken care of me since my tube started. He probably wouldn't have waited until today. He would have made me go probably to the emergency room, which I thought would have been a waste of money because all he was going to do is give me an antibiotic and some pain medicine until I can get into the dentist. But yeah, it's just like my life is completely different. Completely different. I still have to, I took the trash out and I've never taken trash out. Even when I've never taken trash out. My husband took the trash out. He made sure of that. So it's just a different, I don't want to say new normal because I won't ever consider this as normal. It's just a new way of living for me now that I have to live with. It's tough, but you know what? God's going to get me through it. I know He will. I know my husband wants me to get through it as well. So I try hard to be, I wouldn't say obedient. That may be the wrong choice of words because my husband, he pretty much was like the way that he lived was as he was a he had an old soul because his grandmother raised him, but he had a really really old soul. So he took charge where he was the man of the house, but I wasn't traditional because he allowed me to have my way most of the time. So I wasn't that wife that was just mild, super mild and super meek, but I knew that he was still the head of our household. I still respected him as the head of our household. So yeah. So that's oh, I want to show you the pot that I'm using. My mother, I my well, let me say this. Our house is over 100 years old. And I love, love, love anything old. And my mother, I'm not sure exactly where she got the pot from, but I've never seen anything like it before. And I saw it at a house one day when I went, and she was like, um, she didn't tell me I can have it that first time when I went, but maybe a couple of times later, she was like, "Oh, do you want that pot?" And I was the roaster. That's what she calls it. And I was like, "Absolutely." Because it's very old. I'm gonna see if I can move the camera some so I can show it to you guys. And I've never seen anything like it before. Let's see if I can get it moved. I'm gonna just tilt it really quickly, just so you can. I've never seen anything like this before. Never. That's my. I'm just pulling my stuff, but I've never seen that before. It is very old, and I absolutely love it. And let me show you. I just noticed this part of it just recently. Ugh. Underneath it, if I can get it, it's heavy too. Underneath it, there's it's a it tells you how long it takes to bake bread, cake, cookies, pastries, pudding, beef, just fall, pork, smoked pork, veal, lamb. It is the absolutely coolest thing I've ever seen. And I love it. My mother gave it to me. And I like older stuff and I don't have a lot of pieces, but my pieces I like really nice pieces. And but I'm not the that person that like nice pieces and don't use it. Everything that I get, I want to use it. I don't want anything that I cannot use. I'm trying to figure out how to put it back. There we go. I'm gonna have to wait until it's finished cooking, probably to get it back on a track. But I just thought that was so neat. And it's by Westinghouse, I think. And this little plate that I can't get back on, I'm going to put on once I'm done. This little plate, what it does is that it tells you what temperature and how long to cook something for. So I thought that was neat once I noticed that it was part of it. Let me wash my hands. And this this I put this on because it's for my husband. This was his apron. I have another one, but I wanted to wear his apron. I like to wear things that he for him because it kind of makes me feel closer to him. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any more updates. Once I get my pictures up, I'll show you the pictures that the children got me. Where they are. I did go to my therapist. Bef- I went to my therapist after Thanksgiving, and I tell you, my therapist is absolutely amazing. I mean, I think, and she's a Christian, which was very important to me. So I'm very thankful for that. I don't think I would have kept going to her if she wasn't. But she's amazing. So, but again, um, I am going to still have the panel that I said I was going to have previously, where we of different widows. My mom may actually be a part of it, and then there's some other people that I met on different Facebook groups where they may be a part of the panel. Well, they actually said that they wanted to be a part of it. I just didn't have the mental. I wasn't mentally prepared to do it, but I forced myself today. I said, even if I'm cooking, I said I'm going to get on here today. But so I will. I'm going to what I'm going to post a picture or maybe a short once my food is finished. It is a vegetable soup with beef. I use beef short ribs. I cut them up, and I also use I forgot the name of it. Beef soup bones. I think that's what you call them. Beef shanks. I think. But I tell you, I I've gotten into a habit of one. It's only me and my youngest son that's here. I don't know how to cook for just two people. We have five children, and I'm used to cooking for a lot. I've never stopped cooking for a lot of people. What I started doing is getting containers and putting the food in the different containers. And my husband, he would eat he would eat all of the meat out of the pot. So I've gotten used to making a whole bunch of soup with a whole bunch of meat to make sure he didn't eat it all. That was my remedy to make sure I also had meat in my soup. But it's just the beef with tomato sauce along with a whole bunch of veggies. My um, carrots, peas, green beans, corn, onion, and celery, as well as potatoes. And I may put a little cabbage in it. And I also put some diced, very small, finely diced tomatoes along with my potatoes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will probably post a short once the soup is finished. If I don't post a short, I'm definitely going to post a picture. I see in the background there's a cup on the top of my little trash can, and this was my husband's cup and his Coke that we kept. That was always on the porch, on the front porch. He would drink. He would sit on the front porch and drink his Cokes, and then sometimes he would put some little spirits in there. His choice of alcoholic beverage, but this was the last one that he had while he was home. But look how the Coke actually changed colors. It's gotten lighter, and I haven't done anything to it. We just took it off of the porch, and I kept his cup and his Coke. But thank you so very much for joining my channel. Please um, like it if you're enjoying it. If you have any questions or you want to give any input or any suggestions, please comment. I really appreciate it. And just remember that this is a safe space. That this space is for healing. It's helping me heal, and I hope that in some way, somehow, it's going to also help you heal, whether it's with losing a loved one, whether it's your husband or someone else. I hope it helps you heal as well. And again, thank you so very much for watching my video. I appreciate it. And I will see you again. I'm gonna try to make sure I post every week again like I was posting previously. Thank you, and I will see you again soon. It it didn't stop. I have this. Look, I caught myself getting something to help me stop the video, but it didn't stop. Let's see. And I'm not going to edit it. This will be in, in the video. So let's see if I can get it to stop. 1 second.